Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I just arrived in Brighton for the conference, so I am hoping you are doing peer review and having a good time with that. Here's just a little bit of wrap up for you. I want to talk about the final draft and exam preparation. So for the final draft, make sure you reread the ADR and double check all the requirements. You must have 8 paragraphs, and it has to be between 1900 and 2200 words. Now, this word count does not include the references or the title page. So when you look on Turnitin, if it says 2200 words exactly, that means you might be a little bit too short because it's still going to factor in the references. So double check that on your own. You need to use a minimum of 6 sources cited within your essay, and I need to see those on the reference page. Make sure you use a hanging indent for everything, alphabetical order, you know the drill. After peer editing, make sure you really do take careful consideration of what your peer editor said. Make sure you look thoroughly at the feedback that I gave. Make sure you address those issues. One of the things I reinforced with everyone in the peer conference is that your topic sentences have to follow the old new contract to add coherence to your essay. So make sure that I see the connection. You can look back in your workbook to see how to do that. But if you have any questions about your paper, feel free to reach out via Teams. I'll be accessible this week because looking ahead to Friday is when the final draft is due. And just a reminder, there is no penalty for early submission of the draft. Now, the exam practice. The exam practice I think is helpful in preparing for the final exam. I don't know that there's a way for you to really study for it, but I think if you pay attention, you will do fine on it. So the final exam is going to have 15 true-false questions, and this is about general APA formatting and different requirements that we've discussed in class. So if you've been paying attention to the general recaps that I give after essays, if you've looked in the workbook at what we need to do for sentence case, title case, bold, not bold, things like that, for how to set up a paper, these are things you've been doing all semester long. This should be really intuitive for you. Then there will be 5 questions about in-text citations, and for this you will either choose correct or incorrect. Now this is about the referencing of in-text citations. It is not about how well the author cries. It is not about the grammar. It is simply about, did they cite it correctly? Did they introduce it? There's the part in your workbook where we looked at the punctuation about introducing quotes and paraphrases and in-text citations, so take a look at that. And then the last part is going to be 30 multiple choice questions, and it's just journal references. It's going to be multiple choice. All you have to do is indicate where the error is. How I would prepare, I would look back at my own references and I would correct those. I would make sure that I've looked at all the feedback on all the drafts, especially regarding the references. And a while back, I asked you guys to upload your references to a Google Doc. Go there, correct those. I mean, feel free to download a copy or just collaborate on that document, but that would be excellent practice for you to see if you are on the right track, that you can identify the mistakes. I haven't done anything with those, so those appear as they did in your drafts, so I think that's excellent practice for you. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but I will see you next in person at our final exam, which is Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Please make sure to bring a pen or a pencil and arrive a few minutes early. I'm pretty sure it's in Neufeld. It's all 3 of my sections together. And don't forget, submit your final paper by Friday, 23:59 or earlier. Earlier is great. But I hope you guys are doing well, and I look forward to seeing you again in person.